What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. So things are actually pretty interesting regarding the stimulus package. What we know is that reports right now are stating that Senator Joe Manchin does support stimulus. This is actually really interesting because in the past he said he didn't want to see any additional stimulus or excess money going to people that do not need it. So I want to clarify what's going on here. We also know that President Biden, him and the Biden administration actually provided about $1 billion to meat processing facilities in order to help lower the cost of meat. And we got some news regarding the Filibuster Vote, which could be actually coming very soon. And we got some more information as well. So make sure you stick around for all of that. Here's what I can tell you. Right now, Senator Joe Manchin, he does support stimulus. Now, a lot of people have been wondering, why would he switch from where he once stood, where he didn't support any stimulus, to now he supports it? Now he's okay with it? Here's what we know. Right now, at least according to multiple reports, he doesn't support the Build Back Better Act the way it was sitting. But he supports stimulus if it's going to go to millions of Americans who could actually use it. Big difference. Now, he says this is one of the reasons why he wanted to reduce the amount of people that receive the $250 or $300 child tax credit payments. He didn't support the Build Back Better Act in the past because he wanted to see Social Security and Medicare shored up. This was a big issue. He didn't just want to see, especially with Medicare, get expanded. Why would we expand a program that needs to be shored up first? That is his stance. Now, he is also reportedly open to a billionaire tax, but here's the thing. Here's the key. He only wants this because he says this is the only way that we can get the full funding of the Build Back Better Act. Without a billionaire tax, there is no way that Democrats could get the funding needed in order to fully fund this. So that's a major concern of his. He's also extremely concerned over inflation. And we know this. This isn't anything new, but he's really concerned over inflation. The big argument right now, and again, this could come to an end or pretty much get put on the back burner very soon, because we will know the inflation numbers in just 9 days on January 12th. So that will be a big day there. Now, here's one of the many worries that Democrats have at this point. They know they will likely need to trim the Build Back Better Act. But how far? How much are they going to trim off? That's one of their worries. The other worry is that then at the same time, they're trying to determine how many senators would even support a bill that is completely, again, not even senators. There's all lawmakers, Democrats in the House and the Senate. Would they support a Build Back Better Act that's completely just gutted? Probably not. But here's something else. They also want to know how many senators would support a standalone bill. And this is interesting because this is something I mentioned multiple times in the past, is would we see a standalone bill? The answer in the past was yes, it's likely, but that's not the number one option. Right now, according to reports, the big problem and kind of the trouble with this is if Democrats pass a standalone bill, according to them, they're saying it will be difficult to get all provisions passed. It would also almost guarantee the elimination of the climate provisions, because that's going to leave out about $550 billion as investment into the United States' future. But according to Senate aides, if they leave this out and do standalone bills, that almost guarantees this would not be pushed into another package, because it would be tough to get it passed if there's not other priorities that are really on the top of some Senate Democrats' agenda. So interesting, because right now they're pretty much picking themselves apart. And we saw this with Republicans when former President Donald Trump was in office. Republicans would almost bicker so much they couldn't get anything done. It's kind of the same thing here. We also have multiple reports that indicate that the child tax credit payments are actually getting questioned by multiple senators. Now, here's something that I was looking into to figure out who are the senators that are questioning this. Well, of course, none of them want to go on record. None of them are going to provide their names because, according to these reports, they don't believe this is the best use of money, and they do not want to go on record voting against the bill. That's one of the reasons why the Senate is not going to go on record and vote for this, because multiple senators do not want to go on record and tell the American people, no, I don't support that. No, I don't want to pass this because I don't support the child tax credit payments. Here's what the reports are saying. The reports state that shoring up Social Security, expanding Medicare, providing pre-K to 3 and 4-year-olds, and paid medical leave would give a bigger boost to the American people than a simple child tax credit payment advance. Now, I want to break this down because I know a lot of people are thinking, how in the world is Social Security, expanding Medicare, pre-K, and paid medical leave, how is that better than $250 to $300 per month for children? How is this? Here's what we know. Here's the reason why, and a lot of people don't realize this. The child tax credit payments, they're not new. Okay, the payment advance is new. The child tax credit is not. What you need to understand is we would still receive $2,000 per year per child, okay, if this wasn't here. If we didn't have this $3,600 and $3,000 child tax credit payment advance. Now, the child tax credits are actually only providing about $1,000 for children between the ages of 6 and 17. You're only getting an additional $1,000 per year. For children between the ages of 0 and 5, you're only getting $1,500 extra per year. Now, it's about $100 extra per month. Now, it's because we're still going to get the $2,000 child tax credits. It's just not a payment advance through the IRS. And so that's the main difference. And this is why there's multiple reports that are stating shoring up Social Security, shoring up and expanding Medicare, providing pre-K to 3 and 4-year-olds, and providing paid medical leave. This would be the best use of our funding. And again, we would tax billionaires. And here's the reason why. Who actually benefits from Social Security and Medicare? Who is it? Elderly. Typically elderly people, right? So, okay, we covered them. Now, who benefits from pre-K, 3 and 4-year-olds? Who benefits there? Well, parents, right? Children, they benefit. And who benefits from paid medical leave? Almost anybody that has a job, right? So it's covering a lot of people. Now, could we still receive the child tax credit payments as a payment advance? Possibly. It's possible. And that's where I think these discussions are leading to is right now there's a lot of talk of, well, we can't do this because, well, we need to have that. And we can't do, the child tax credit payments because it leaves out this whole other group over here. And so that's the discussion at this point. But I thought it was very interesting because now they're starting to come up with different ideas and solutions that may provide a better alternative to what they were thinking about before. So we'll see what happens there. We also know that today, Senator Schumer, he laid out plans to hold a vote to potentially change the filibuster rules. His goal is actually to have this vote before Martin Luther King Day, which falls on January 17th. He says that he wants to make sure this gets done so that the Senate can actually overhaul the election laws. But right now, the discussions are not moving very quickly, and it's because two people are against changing the filibuster rules. Senator Joe Manchin and Senator Kyrsten Sinema. So we'll see what happens there, but as of right now, that is the discussion as of today. Also, what happened today, and I addressed this earlier on this morning, that the Biden administration announced they will be spending $1 billion from the American Rescue Plan funding in order to support independent meat processing companies. Now I thought this was really interesting, okay, because the fact that President Biden didn't really know that prices for meat were increasing. Now, President Biden said that he didn't really know this. And he came out and said, and I quote, "I was sitting in my kitchen yesterday, and here's a sunroom off the kitchen, and my wife was there with her sister and a good friend named Mary Ann. And she was saying, 'Do you realize it's over $5 for a pound of hamburger meat? $5. Well, this is partly, the pound of beef today costs $5 compared to less than $4 before the pandemic. Now, I thought this was very interesting because, I've seen shows where, like Ellen asked Bill Gates many years ago to kind of guess the price of things. I think it was like meat and Hamburger Helper and, Tide Pods or something. And he got almost everyone completely wrong. Had no clue. And that's the issue. When, President Biden, does he go out and go shopping? No. Has he in the past? Maybe. I don't know how many years ago, but he doesn't do it now. So does he know the prices? No. But that's the interesting thing, because we've been seeing so many reports that Congress and pretty much any elected official is so out of touch with reality of what things actually cost. How the bills that they're passing are even going to benefit the American people. And that's what I thought was so interesting, because this is just a very good indication that the person running the country didn't understand that prices for hamburger meat were actually going up, right? So I thought this was really interesting. But here's something else I want to bring to your attention, which I thought is extremely interesting as well. Little Caesars now does not offer a $5 hot and ready pizza. Now, this is a staple for many people, many homeless, lower income families. They go and buy a Little Caesar pizza, a hot and ready pizza, for $5. Well, it actually went up 11%. It's now up to $5.55. This is the first time they have even raised the price of this pizza in 25 years. 25 years. So if this doesn't say inflation, I don't know what does. But I just thought that was very interesting. I wanted to point that out because there's a lot of people that I know that almost live off of these pizzas because of how inexpensive they are. You can warm them up the next day, have them for breakfast if you want to, lunch, dinner, right? And they're still good, but after a couple days, you might want to go get a new pizza. So that's what we know at this time. As always, as I know more, I promise I'll come back on and share all the latest news and updates. Again, I just want to thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.